Hello everyone, and this is going to be kind of a respawn video to kind of a question that my friends asked. They asked me because they're going to be getting a new three or new DS because they want to play the new Pokemon games, and they asked me which one would be the best one for them in their money situation and everything. So I went ahead and I was like, okay, there's probably going to be more people wanting video like this. So I went ahead and price checked all the DSs, starting all the way back with the or 3DSs, starting back with the very first one that came out. So I'm going to be looking down at a piece of paper. So yeah. So starting with the very first 3DS, it is $149.97. Now with that one, I wouldn't really recommend getting that one because it's older. The processor is not as fast. You know, it's just not as good. Plus, the only thing it has going for it over the 2DS is that it does have 3D capability, but nobody that I know really uses that. Um, I mean, it's good to have sometimes, but I don't use it, and pretty much all my friends that do have a 3DS don't really use it. So next up on the chopping block is the 2DS. Now, I recently just put my hands on the 2DS, so I didn't really get to play with it too much, but I did play with it. The 2DS is $99.99. Now, with the 2DS, if you buy that, you can buy a game, and pretty much it adds up to the same price as the first 3DS. So right there, you're already getting a better deal out of it, and I'm sure they have bundles for even cheaper. So the price is good. Um, I mean, it doesn't fold up and down, so that's something like that might break if you had a regular 2DS, I mean a 3DS, especially if you have a daughter or a child of some sort like I do. She can bend it back and snap it, and there you go, you lost $200 or $140, depending on which one you get. Um, so it's definitely better for kids, but as adults, it also is more resilient. Um, I always recommend getting scratch-proof screens on. I'm looking at my house, but anyways, getting the scratch-resistant plastic things that you put on your screen, um, just because you might drop it, you might scratch it, something. Anyways, so always get one of them for your screens, but especially for this one because it does not fold down. It doesn't have that extra protection, but you know it's $100 cheaper than the 2D. I mean the 3DS XL. So obviously it's not going to look as good. The screen's not as big, and it only has one speaker compared to the two that the 3DS has. But you know, it doesn't have the 3D capability, so nobody uses that. That's already saving money right there. Um, the sound is still good. It does have that retro feel where it looks kind of like the transparent uh, Game Boy Colors and stuff like that. So that's really awesome. But the main point is, if you drop this on the ground, it's not gonna really get too hurt, and it's cheap. I recommend this one. People make fun of it. They're like, "Oh, it's for babies. It's for babies." Blah blah blah. Well, if you're on a budget and you need or you want a 3DS and stuff like that, then get this because it is definitely worth it. You know, like I said, my nephew has one, and he's 5 years old, and not a scratch on it, except for whenever he looks at the screen. I don't know why he does that, but he looks at the screen. But anyway, that's aside the point. So highly recommend that. Then there's the 3DS XL. Now, this is before the 3DS XL Amiibo has launched. It should be launching next month on the 13th, which is February the 13th. Um, so the price hasn't dropped any at all yet. So if you're watching this before the new XL comes out, just hold your horses, wait until the new one comes out, and see if the price drops on this. Because if not, go ahead and get the other one, get the newest one. But I'm sure it will drop. There's no reason why it shouldn't drop. Uh, but anyways, the 3D X, the 3DS XL. I mean, I already showed you guys mine. This is definitely, if you have the money to spend on it, get it, because, compared to the 2DS, don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing the 2DS, it is a good system, but compared to it, it's like driving a Honda Accord versus a Corvette or something like that. The screen is much bigger. I don't know the sizes exactly, but um, both screens, the touch screen and the bottom screen, are much bigger. The sound is much louder because it does have the two speakers. Also, you have the 3D capability. Um, Other than that, that's pretty much it. And you can get cool designs like mine is the uh, Super or the S, no, the Nintendo controller kind of looking one. Um, so this one is $199.99, 200 and some odd dollars after tax. Like I said, if you have the money to spend on it, go ahead and get it because the size alone, like whenever I first started playing it, the weight isn't that heavy, but the size of the screen by itself is just amazing. So it's like playing on a little laptop almost, to me it feels like, but which is good. The screen is definitely worth the money. Um, but I mean, that being said, there's not much to say about it, like in a bad way. Obviously, if they could have made another version of this as a 2DS, where they just took out the 3D capability and made it like $50 cheaper, that would have been cool. Because pretty much, like I said, anybody that I've seen play a 3DS, they have the 3D capability off. And I'm going to get to why in just a second once I start talking about the new 3DS. So, pretty much it for all the older DSs. So the new 3DS XL with Amiibo already built in. I say all that because I don't want you to get confused with the current 3DS XL. That one's going to be coming out at $199.99 as well. So if the price does not drop on the old 3DS XL, I don't care if you want the Nintendo version. I don't care if you want the Link version. I don't care what kind of version you get. You better get uh, the newest 3DS XL because there's going to be a lot added to this. Like if you have $400 to spend and you just want the Nintendo uh, controller-looking one like I have, or if you want a Zelda-looking one like I, or not like I have, but like they have out, go ahead and spend $200 on that just as a collectible, and then get your, but then get your 3DS XL with Amiibo. Because these are all the reasons, or all the things that they have added that the GameStop website has on it. So, it does have face tracking 3D. So, if you've never had a 3DS, the 3DS, if you're not looking directly at it, you have to adjust the settings. So, if you're not looking just like this at it, like straight directly at it, just like that, it's going to be blurry. It's kind of blurry anyways, but it's going to be like, your eyes are going to hurt if it's not directly right in front of your face without you like tilting it just a little bit. So it's going to get blurry and it kind of hurts your eyes. Well, it does mine. I don't know if I'm weird and it just hurts my eyes anyways, but anyway, so this, you should be able to like move your hand, move the game a little bit, and it should be able to track your face and, make it where it doesn't get all blurry whenever you move it. So that will be really cool. I probably am going to get one of those just because I want that 3DS where it doesn't freaking hurt your eyes whenever you're trying to play it. Probably not until later on, but hopefully I'll be able to get it. Then they have the new controls, which I'll kind of show you on mine where they're going to be. Don't mind the Pokemon playing. So, what's going to happen is they kind of move this down a little bit, and then they have a little joystick right here, like pretty much where that X button's at. It's pretty much the same exact size, and they call it the C stick. So it's kind of like on the GameCube controllers where they have the little yellow C stick. It's something like that, where It's just a little stick poking out of the thing, and you can control different camera angles and stuff like that. So that would be really cool, be able to control your camera angles. And then on the back, there's going to be another joystick. I mean, not joystick, but another uh, trigger. So there's going to be two Z triggers, or two triggers back here. One's going to be called a Z trigger. I don't know what they're going to be trying to implement with that, but more buttons. So you can't go wrong with more buttons and joysticks. So then, oh, my dog is just walked in. But yep, let me finish my video real fast. You can come and stand right by me. And then third of all, they're gonna have the built-in amiibo. So all you have to do is set your little. If you don't know what amiibo is, by the way, amiibo is kind of like Skylanders in a way, where you just have your little pad and then you put your action figure guy on it, like Mario on it, and then whenever you're playing Super Smash Bros., he's just on the screen. So they already have that in the Wii U. And then they're going to be implementing it on here. So all you have to do is literally set your amiibo right on it, and then he'll be in the game, and then you can take it off, and then play with that character. So, yeah, those are the things that I know of right now that are going to be in the new 3DS. So even if the drop is only $50, I do recommend getting the new 3DS over the old 3DS because of all the new stuff that they're adding. Plus, for aesthetic reasons, instead of having like a solid shell on here where you can't take it off, right where the pretty much 3D controller right here is, they're gonna be the Nintendo controller is. There's gonna be like a little panel that you can pop off and put different faceplates on and all kinds of stuff. So there's a lot of different things that's gonna be coming out with the new 3DS XL. So if the price does not drop, or at least within the first month it doesn't drop, and you have to have a 3DS in February or by February, get that. Get the Amiibo ready 3DS, because if not, you're going to be wasting money on Amiibo accessories, not including the action figures themselves, but you're going to be you're going to be wasting money on like a little platform or something, a little side thing, all kinds of stuff. So, a little recap. Price-wise, I recommend getting the 2DS. If the price doesn't drop on the 3DS and you're wanting a bigger screen, get the new 3DS. I pretty much recommend that anyways because, it's kind of like getting and the processor in the new 3DS is a lot faster. Nope, I'm gonna write on yourself for me. But anyways, the processor's a little bit faster, which means your loading screens, if you have loading screens, are going to be faster. Everything's going to run a little bit smoother, all that good stuff. So, yes, you can have that. Anyways, I pretty much recommend getting that anyways, because whenever Nintendo adds new things to their system, it takes them a little bit, but they're going to start implementing that into the games. So kind of like, like the 3D capability. Pokemon was perfectly fine without the 3D capability. Like in Pokemon X and Y, it was okay. But as soon as they added the 3D capability, there's no turning back. There's no getting another copy where you don't have that 3D in it, and you can still play it on the original DS. Well, I guess they did make it that way with the 2DS, but still, if you wanted a folding DS, like the original DS or DS Lite, you couldn't use your 3D Pokemon games with that. Like they added cameras to the DSL or DS XL. Started adding cameras, haven't taken them out. So, they didn't. So, pretty much that's it. If you're wanting bang for your buck, get the 2DS. If you're wanting the all the bells and whistles, get the Amiibo Ready 3DS XL. They might be, I don't know if they are, but they, in Japan, have a 3DS Amiibo, which does not have the XL. It's not as big. So I don't know if they're gonna bring that to America. But if they do, it should be probably around the 140 range, 150, somewhere around there. So if that's a little bit better and a little bit more in your price range, go ahead and get that. But if not, go ahead and just get the XL. The XL is amazing. I didn't think it was going to be too much of a difference between the one that I had before, but it was. It's like going from the big box TVs from the 90s going to a flat screen HD uh, TV, So until next time, I hope this helped you guys out. So stay beautiful, stay sexy, stay chefy, and as always, have a good night. I love you guys.